The 7 Steps to Manifestation, Elohim Orion and Aloha Angelica, Part 1, Step 3. Beloved Orion and beloved Angelica, Elohim of the third ray, the pink ray, ruby ray, divine qualities, love, adoration, gratitude. Retreat over Lake Winnipeg in Manitoba, Canada. Dear souls, we now continue with the task before us and call in the beloved presence of Elohim Orion and Aloha Angelica to place the pressure of their divine love into our hearts. As you read this, allow that love to permeate your whole being. Again, this information was channeled through Thomas Prince as part of the discourses from the 7 Mighty Elohim Speak. Beloved Elohim of the third ray, the pink ray of divine love, cohesion, adoration, and gratitude to life. I am Orion, Elohim of love, that divine love which is caused to come into being every sun and galaxy in the universe, every star and every planet, every form, from the great solar galaxy to the tiniest elemental and atom belonging to this planet. Divine love is a positive and not a negative quality. I come into the atmosphere of Earth now on the wings of divine love, bringing with me the concentrated flame of that love. This flame has been the magnetic, cohesive power which drew into being the earth upon which your feet stand, the very physical bodies in which you presently function, and every other manifestation which appears here. Every form which you enjoy is a part of my being, held together by the flame of my love. For if divine love, which is cohesion, were to cease to be, all the universe would return to the unformed and become again part of primal life. This morning I bring into the atmosphere of Earth the fullness of that pink flame and ray individually for you. I bring it as a melting, dissolving spiritual alchemy to remove those resentments and pressures of energy within your feeling world, deeply embedded with your memories. These pressures are caused by the record of many unhappy experiences of the past, which have formed wounds and scars within your etheric or memory bodies. These wounds and scars burst open upon the slightest provocation, spewing forth again the poison of past antagonism, past feuds, and past misunderstanding. Man knows not what he carries around with him, buried deeply within the realm which science calls the subconscious mind, that realm in which there are atrophied the memories of every experience and every embodiment from the first day the life stream fell from grace up to the present moment. Sometimes those from the God-free realms who guard and govern the destiny of world movements almost shudder when they look upon the ever-weakening scar tissue which the glorious builders of form seek to weave over those hurt and distresses in the etheric body. However, in order to fulfill itself, the divine plan brings together, again and again, certain life streams, each one of whom carries these memories of past enmities between them. The divine plan presenting over and over again new opportunities to make things right. Sometimes the very proximity of these individuals to each other, even in divine service, will cause provocations to arise, which are similar to those which made the original wounds. Then these wounds are likely to burst open once more, tearing asunder the etheric body. This releases again into action these feelings of rebellion and buried hate from the past, which originally destroyed the comradeship and affinity of those life streams for each other, and weakens those ties which should bind their hearts in wondrous love. Beloved ones, will you now consciously give me your attention, please? If you know of any life stream with whom in this earth life you are not in complete accord, consciously draw the image of that person before your mind's eye now, and let me give you of my feeling of unconditional loving forgiveness toward that one. And if you will accept this, it will cut you free from the recoil of the energies of those past mistakes which made the enmity in the beginning. Experiences of physical embodiment, good or bad, weave ties that if you are not worked out here on earth, will have to be balanced in another realm, through your inner vehicles, the etheric, mental, emotional body. This hour I place and blaze into, through and around you, the most concentrated action of pure divine love, increasing its intensity and pressure until it will be impossible for you to even retain the memory of injustice, or to allow again the stirring of so-called righteous indignation. Accept this now and be free. This is the gift of love which I bring into the heart and world of each one of you who will accept it. I am the one of those great joy it is to paint upon the cosmic canvas, responding in love to intelligences who desire to bring into being whole universes. Our first activity is the making of the decision wherein we will to comply with the design created by some God being. Then we look upon that pattern held within the bosom of the great being known as the Silent Watcher. And in order to begin such creation, first we, the seven Elohim, join together our energies and love and consecrate them unto the completion of the God design. We love to use our life to unfold some portion of the divine plan in some galaxy or system. The great God parents themselves, Helios and Vesta in this case, designed a universe with their own hearts and consciousness, a series of potential planets, each to provide habitation for the evolutions which were to come forth thereon. These God-parents create the entire design in love. He gave intelligent consciousness to you so that you might share the joy of creation. When Helios and Vesta had completed that design, it was love in their heart of the great Silent Watcher that answered their call and brought her before them. Then the Silent Watcher accepted into her bosom their divine design for this particular universe. She held it within herself exactly as she received it from them, until such a time as the Elohim, responding also to the call of love, gathered around her, looking upon the divine plan of this creation which she held. For this gigantic task the beloved Helios and Vesta summoned to their assistance the seven mighty Elohim. First, the mighty fiat of Hercules went forth to those of us who work as one body. He said, a new system is to be born. A new set of God-parents has chosen to create a series of planets. I am called upon to give the decision as to whether or not the seven Elohim will choose to cooperate with the manifesting of this plan. Do you, my beloved associates, choose to be part of this creation? In answer, each one of us rushed forth in love, grateful for the opportunity to serve. Each of us said, I will. As spokesman for us all, Hercules then preceded us to the thrones of Helios and Vesta, and announcing our decision said, Beloved God-parents, we will to create your universe for you. What now is your design? It was love which enabled us to have the courtesy to accept the design of those beings, rather than to project our own. Then, in their great wisdom and light, Helios and Vesta asked the great Elohim, Cassiopeia, to pass his golden flame through the body of the Silent Watcher and reveal the magnificent divine pattern for the solar system. We all stood looking upon it with love, interest, and admiration, seeing the size of each planet and the number of life streams which were to come upon it. In love, we looked upon the hope of the God-parents of the system. Then, in the activity of my ray, the divine love, our service of creation began. Love, the universal magnet which all life must obey, drew primal life from its quiescent state at my command, and that primal life obediently took form according to the pattern which we perceived in the bosom of the Silent Watcher. Thus we proceeded in the creation of each planet. Bless you, beloved Orion and beloved Angelica. We love you. Loving cooperation in rhythm. First there was Hercules, will to do. Then there was Cassiopeia's perception. Then came my love, the focal point, the immortal flame within the heart of our creation. Next came the activity of the Elohim of purity, holding true to the original divine design, so that even unconsciously there might not be imposed upon this pattern some change of form, coming from some other galaxy which we were completing at other hours of the same day. This beloved Elohim held to the purity and symmetry of the divine design, in courtesy to the great beings who chose to bring it forth. Not one of us would presume to enter upon the creation of the planets of the system if in illumined obedience we were not willing to follow the design of those who drew it forth. Then came the concentration of energy by the mighty Vesta, Cyclopeia, so that all the elementals, angels and builders of form, could coalesce their energies and talents around one planet at a time, when that one was being drawn forth into form. This concentration of the mighty Cyclopeia was so important, stained with the divine plan for the creation of each planet, so that when the Manu of the first root race was ready, and his people were ready to take embodiment. We had not dissipated our energies in creating something which was more pleasing to ourselves. Besides, in following the divine plan given to us, it enabled us to have planets ready on time. Then, as the radiation and power of the mighty Cyclopeia increased, we drew the activity of Arcturus, the rhythm of the outpouring of each of us. This is one of the most important factors in creation, for rhythm provides nourishment for the form. In your physical bodies, the rhythm of your heartbeat and that of your breath determines the efficiency of the physical form you wear. In your own precipitation, the rhythm which you establish will determine the symmetry, beauty, accuracy, efficiency, and general perfection of your manifest design. For instance, we the Elohim offered to give a certain amount of our time each day to the creation of this one planet, and we all arrived on time, rhythmically, no matter where we had been or what we had been doing, mind you. Other galaxies, other solar systems were being created at the same time. Perhaps we would better explain that we do not use days in the same sense as you do. We use the word days and hours, which scholars question, because we must have some measure of expression which you will understand in order to be able to convey to your minds a rhythm of application. Our 7 flames fed our infant planet, breathing into it the cosmos application of creation. The mighty devas who govern the building of form also come in rhythm and gave their service. The angelic host came and gave their service rhythmically too. The directors of the elemental kingdom and the elementals themselves also worked in rhythm with Arcturus, the great and mighty Elohim of the 7th ray. Here again, there is the inversion of the action of the 6th and 7th rays in the Elohimic activities, so far as the building of planets is concerned. Here the 7th ray, representing rhythm, precedes the 6th ray, representing peace. The reason for this is the rhythm of building is a part of the service of the 7th ray, in order to permit the coalescence of the universal light into form. The 6th ray, ministration and radiation of peace, is the solidifying of the perfect design. This now takes 7th place, so that when the earth was completed, as it first began its own revolution upon its axis, the music of the spheres began to pour forth from that planet. Therefore, lastly, came the radiation of the Elohim of peace, tranquility, which held the form of the earth from disintegration. Because where harmony, peace, and tranquility abide, that which you have drawn forth cannot either be taken away from you or disintegrate. Just as you shellac certain things to preserve them against rust and decay, so does the activity of the Elohim of peace enfold and seal all creation in the entire planetary scheme brought forth by the Elohim, for the period of existence designed for that creation by the divine plan held in the mind of the universal first cause. Again came the importance of rhythm, as the beloved Amaryllis, the goddess of spring, brought springtime to our earth. Successfully for 900 years, only then was our planet ready for habitation. In the same manner, we proceeded with the creation of the other planets of this system. These are the 7 steps to precipitation creation used by the Elohim and builders of form on a cosmic scale. You and every individual who desires to become master of the creation of form must also learn to use these same 7 steps. I am Orion and are here in your service. Dear souls, you who are listening to this, I have just returned from a weekend with the I Am family of light, with Usa, Akasha, and Asun, along with many other divine beings of love and light like Jesus, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, Saint Germain, Goddess Victory, Sanat Kumara, and even Mother Teresa, and others. And the messages that were given across the board was that there is no longer any time that can be wasted giving one's attention to anything or anyone who is not prepared to give their utmost attention to what is taking place around your planet today. Beloved Victory said, forcibly if necessary, remove all obstacles that obstruct or diminish or create blockages or boundaries. There are no longer available to prevent what is happening at the forefront of Earth matter any longer. Sanat Kumara said that the call for assistance went out 73,000 years ago, and only 10 million people from Earth answered his call. He said that the 3rd Golden Age was a complete disaster, and the way this 7th is looking, all stops must now be pulled out, so that what appears to be upon the planet today things are not looking that wonderful. Today, only 3 million are here upon earth that have not been removed or deactivated from the light, or have been smothered in darkness to the effect of being rendered useless to today's light cause. Saint Germain was not impressed by humanity who call themselves lightworkers, for he sees so many who have not committed, regardless of how much information they are given and how much guidance that comes from Spirit. The Kuan Yin communication within the Elemental Grace Alliance speaks much of these things. She said, there are 3,600,000 people with potential, but only 11,200 who are at the point of presently being in the final stage of absolute full commitment to taking on their I Am Presence Light body. You each have been informed of the situation. No one can be or will be forced to take part. That will be your free will. But I wish to say here again, if there is no participation through full commitment by anyone on the path of light now, they will no longer be given any further assistance. Spirit is only given to give their attention to who truly commit. It is all a matter of human will to do and will to be that is required now. The Divine Director of the Earth has decreed just a month ago, September 2015, that until one person has now fully embodied his or her Christed Light being, no spiritual master will ever be allowed to make their physical presence known upon earth. Dear souls, we are at a fork in the road of our ascension. There is a division within mankind coming. Our choices on which one we choose to take is our free will. How do you choose? So be it.